Hello friends, I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will solve a numerical problem which is related to fluid mechanics and which is related to a force exerted by a moving jet with velocity v on a moving plate which is moving with the velocity u. So let's read out the problem. A jet of water of diameter 150 mm. So let's note down the parameters. T is given as 150 mm. Now strikes a flat plate normally with a velocity of 12 meter per second. So this angle is 90 degree. It is striking normally, and the velocity v of the jet is given as 12 meter per second. Now the plate is moving with a velocity of 6 meter per second. So this u or velocity of plate is given as 6 meter per second. Direction of jet and away from the jet. It is moving in the direction of jet itself, away from the jet. We have to find the force exerted by the jet on the plate. So we have to find F is equal to what? Work done. W is equal to what? Per second. WT. Power of the jet. Power is equal to what? And efficiency. And is equal to what? So we can see that these velocities are given in meter per second. So diameter is in mm. So we have to also convert diameter in meter. So it will be 150 divided by 1000, which will be equal to 1.15 meter per second. Sorry, 0.15 meter. This is diameter, and this fluid is given as water. So density of water rho is also, we know, 1000 kg per meter cube. So we have to remember this value. So this is the density of water. Now first of all, we have to find the force exerted by this jet on this plate. So how to find it? Now we know that force is equal to rate of change of momentum. M is momentum, so it is initial momentum minus final momentum divided by time. Momentum is mass into velocity, so m1 v1 minus m2 v2 divided by time. Now m1 and m2 are constant because mass flow rate is constant and there is no loss of mass on this plate. So mass coming on plate and going out of the plate are same. So m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m. So m v1 minus m v2 divided by time. This is m by t v1 minus v2. This is force. M by t is mass flow rate, which will be equal to rho a into v, because rho is density, area into velocity is volume flow rate. So volume flow rate into density is mass flow rate. So we can write it like rho a v. So F will be rho a v v1 minus v2. Now this is for general case. But in this case, you can see that this plate is moving with a velocity u and this jet is moving with a velocity v. So we have to see how much fluid is striking this plate. So it will depend on the relative velocity of the fluid and plate. So relative velocity of the fluid and plate is VR is v minus u. This is relative velocity. So F here will become rho a v minus u, because mass flow rate which is striking on the plate is rho a v minus u and v1 minus v2. So it will become rho a v minus u. And what is the v1? v1 is the velocity at inlet. So what is the velocity at inlet? You can see that velocity at inlet of the plate is relative velocity v minus u. So it will become v minus u. And v2 is the velocity of the plate, velocity of this jet at outlet, but in the same direction. This is in x direction. In horizontal direction we are calculating the force. So v1 in horizontal direction was v minus u, and in horizontal direction after striking the plate there is no fluid, so velocity will be 0. This velocity is in vertical direction, but we are calculating the horizontal in horizontal direction. So f1 v1x, this is v2x, means velocity at inlet in x direction, which is v minus u. velocity at outlet in x direction. At outlet here in x direction there is no velocity, so it will become 0. So we have formula fx is equal to rho a v minus u whole to the square. So this is the value of force exerted by jet on this plate in horizontal direction. Now we have various values we had written already. D we have written as 0.15 meter, V is 12 meter per second, U is 6 meter per second, and rho is 1000. So we have calculated the formula for force, and we have noted down the values: diameter, velocity, velocity of jet, velocity of plate, and density of water. So we have to find area of this jet. So area will be pi by 4 because this is circular jet. Pi by 4 into 0.15 to the square. This is area of jet, which will be equal to 0.01767. I am calculating in my phone. 3.14 divided by 4 into 0.15 into 0.15, which will be equal to 0.01767. Yes, it's correct. So we can put this value fx is equal to 1000, rho is 1000 into area is 0.01767 into v minus u. V is 12, so 12 minus u is 6 whole to the square. So if you calculate this value, then you will get 636.3. This is value of force Newton. Okay, if you calculate this value, then you will get 636.3 Newton. Now we have to calculate work. See what is the next part. Work done by the jet on the plate per second. So work done per second, Wt. Work done is force into displacement in direction of force, but per second is divided by t, time. So it is force into velocity. So force is already we know fx into velocity in direction of force is velocity of this plate, which is u. So it will be 636.3 Newton into velocity of plate is 6 meter per second. So if you multiply this, then you will get 3817 Newton meter per second. This is the value of work per unit time per second. Then we have to find power of the jet. So we have to find out the power of the jet. So now we can see that power is work done divided by time. But we have already found out work done per unit time. So it will be same as power. So it is 3817 Newton meter per second or 3.817 kilowatt. This is power. Then we have to find next efficiency of the jet. So what is the efficiency N of the jet? Efficiency is output power, output work or energy upon input energy. So we have already calculated V output, W output or energy output, which was equal to this 3817 Newton meter per second. This was energy output. So what will be energy input? Wi will be kinetic energy of this jet. This is the jet moving with velocity v, so its kinetic energy will be half mv square, where half m we have already calculated that rho av into v square. So it will be half rho a into v to the cube. So if you calculate this value, then you will get half into 1000 into area is, we had already calculated area 0.01767 into velocity of jet is 12 meter per second. So if you calculate this value, then you will get 15,266.88 Newton meter per second or joule. So if you have to find efficiency, then you have to divide this value in output upon input 3817 divided by 15,266.88. So you will get, if you divide 3817 divided by 15,266, then you will get 0.25. So efficiency of the jet is 0.25 or 25%. So we have gotten all the values which were asked in the question. I hope you understood how to find these values. If you have any doubt, then please ask in the comment section, and thanks for watching my video. If you like, then subscribe. Thanks again.